Hi, guys, and welcome back to Total Hotspurs. I'm here with Lee for his first fan thoughts. How are you, Lee?
Good, bro. Good, bro. How are you today?
Oh, mate, a lot better after yesterday's game, mate.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. What do you think about the game? I feel we played a lot better, to be honest. Wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better. But how do you feel about the game?
Um, I think it was our best game this season. I feel like it was the only game where we were consistent from start to finish. A lot of positives to take, but there is a few negatives. We'll
Yeah,
touch on throughout this little interaction, but overall, very happy, especially with the next two games that are coming up. First Champions League game and the Man City game on the weekend. It's nice to see us starting to hit a bit of form and a bit of the team gelling well.
yeah, definitely.
Um, so let's get it started. What
Let's
are
get
your
it.
main key points that you got out of that game?
Well, just in all, it was just I wouldn't say the aggressiveness. I would say it's the fast flowing ball we had, and we looked tidy and clean. You know what I mean? Like we look back in the past few games where like, yeah, we sort of had the moments where we looked good, but today I thought we were more solid when we played more as a team, and there was more of I'd say, key bonding with the top three, Son, Kane, and Richarlison, which I thought we've needed that for a while. But even so, with the midfield, like as you made a great point on the watch along, Bentancur, like he did, he bossed that game. Um, Myself, I thought Højbjerg played well. Royale, honestly, he had a great game, to be honest. He did. His defense and his pressure with Richarlison up the top end was great. And he almost got two sneaky goals from both sides of the field. Yeah, I just thought it was a great performance from us, compared to the last few games that we played. And you can see the Conte effect is working. And you can see in the players themselves that they're feeling on top of their game. They're feeling a bit better, but I know we've had a few games to start the season off, but honestly, we're looking a lot better. We are.
Yeah, and it's very surprising because we had a few changes. Some were players coming back in Hoiberg and Bentancur, and we had Langley start and Sessegnon come back in the side for Perisic. That I didn't see.
Yeah.
I honestly thought
Yeah.
we'd see a rotation on the right wing with Royal. And I didn't
Yeah.
think Kulu would get the pull. I thought it would be Sun, but there must be something that Conte can see that we don't. I
Absolutely.
feel like out of Sun and Kulu's been the better performing, the more consistent, the more threatening. Obviously, he's got more goals. I know it's only one, but Son
Yeah.
hasn't got any yet. Um, but you're right. The front three look like they've been playing together for numerous years. Bentancur, like I said in the live stream, I felt like he was the man of the match. I know Harry
Yeah.
Kane got it, and I can see why. But if you watch that
Yeah.
game, we
Oh,
do
yeah.
not we do not transition as well as we do without Bentancur. And he lost the ball a couple of times, and Brad pointed it out. He was pressing, he was running
Yeah.
past Kane. He was doing everything that Dembele used to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Exactly.
like I said, I don't think he's never going to reach Dembele's level. I mean, he might. He's still only like 24, 25. Um, but we need that type of player in there. And I rag on Hoiberg, but Hoiberg impressed me
He was
with his.
solid.
And the fact is, he's starting to get onto that score sheet now. Um, we,
Yeah.
we we didn't have many goal scoring midfielders for the last couple of years, and I'm not saying
Yeah. Yeah.
Hoiberg's going to rectify that, but a couple of goals from midfield to help out Son and Kane. Um, Now Richie and Kulu is what we need.
Yeah. Definitely. Even what you're saying about Højbjerg just then, like if you look back on since we've had Højbjerg, he's had on and off games, but sometimes from that midfield perspective, he's banged in a few goals. And today, with that composure, with that quick little, one touch and go and give it, and a tight little space in the box, and it brought it back to score. You can't fault the bloke, and he's got that passion. He is that Viking that we've needed, to bring us on and push us forward. And he might not, if you look at most games, for every say 10 touches Højbjerg does good, he f's up on say two or three, but he makes
Mm.
up for it though. Like he puts the pressure back on, and he brings it back in. Which today, I like that with Emerson and Richie. The ball was coming up on the side; they're flowing. All right, so Fulham got the ball back. Richie did not leave that ball. Royale come up and pressured. And look, Royale's adapted as a player, which I've said. I've always liked Royale, even when he's had like shitty games. I've always thought there's some sort of technique and a good player in him, and he's proven it. And having Bentancur coming back, he had the concussion and stuff. Having him come back and making those plays just makes us look more fluent. It does. And then Richie with I love his little touches, his finesse touches. And he almost cracked the mad goal, I must admit. And he was sort of mid-air. That was mad acrobatics.
Yeah, and the thing is, that was off Sonny too. Sonny popped that back in, and Richie hit it with it was like a half scissor. And and that's a hard shot to hit because he's hitting that.
Yeah.
He's hitting that with his body facing, like looking straight at the goal.
On target.
He's and the thing is, he's square, so he's not like he's on the side and his legs coming around him. He's square and he's bringing his leg in front of him, so he had to connect on the right on the edge for that ball to go towards the goal. And he is so unlucky, and Son's unlucky. Like we said, me and Delane were saying on the stream, he needs to go home. He needs to be right now. He needs to be sitting in his room, draw the blinds, chuck on a couple of candles, and he needs to start praying to the gods because someone's put some juju on him. I don't know what is
happening with him. Yeah, it's not. Fuck, he almost banged in. Let's be honest, 3 or 4 goals. Let's be fair. And
he should be on 3 or 4 already for the season.
I know exactly. For a player like that, I feel for him. Like everyone's bagging on, Son's not in form, Son's not doing this. But we're just too used to seeing Son score and Son making them breaks. We're not seeing him as a human being, playing football. And I feel for the bloke. I do. I feel really sorry for him. He should have cracked those goals today. And he knew it too. And he walked off smiling. Like, he got into position today. He played like Sonny does, but it just didn't happen. That crossbar one, I thought that was in. I did. Yeah,
so did I.
To be honest.
So did I. And really on Son, I was one of the ones that was saying to start Richarlison over him. And that's not me saying Son's out of form, don't play him. It's I think Son's tired, or I think Son's fighting a mental battle at the moment, and he's just not. He's just not with it. But the game, like last night's game, yesterday's game, it was back to old Son. It was Son looking for the ball. 100%. It was coming more central. And like you said, he came off smiling because he realized, like, I'm starting to get back on the form now. It's going to happen.
I'm still here.
It's just I'm just unlucky today. That's all it is. It was all like, if that was any other day, that crossbar would have went in. I think there'd be one more goal where I felt like he should have just popped it. Like he normally does. And there is one where I think he should have laid it off to Bentancur that was on the edge.
Bentancur, on the box, And
Bentancur's calling it. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting Son to be back to top Son at the moment. I feel like he's had a big summer with Korea, playing at home. I'm sure the pressure got to him. I'm sure he's 100%. Exhausted. The mental game, you saw him and Kane in the preseason where they're both collapsing, and then the boys are carrying on, and they're the first group to go down. So no doubt that's affected him a little bit.
But you got to think though, like we've relied on Son and Kane last season to the back end of the season. We relied
last
on
2-3 years, not just last year.
And that's why when they were in Korea, they were dropping like flies because they've had a massive season to try and push to get to 4th, at least to the top end from where we were. You know what I mean? And they are our front two that we always rely on. Oh, Son and Kane. Like, that's all you hear pretty much. And I feel for him. Like, he's, like you said, is it mental, and physically, I think he's a bit overworked. But watching him last night, I think we've got a lot of things to come from Sonny. And having Richie and in that mix with Kane and Son, I reckon that's a good way to go. I'm not saying cool as sexy isn't good enough, but just throwing it in the mix and having that, you've seen the way Richie was today.
It's a good problem. It's a good problem to have. That's all I said. And Conte said that we want players that are going to be pushed because other players are pushing for that spot. Speaking of Richarlison, I felt like he looked like he'd been playing with us for years. He slotted right in there, looked hungry. That goal was unfortunate. Cess was off.
No, yeah.
It was great. I love the celebration. We all lost it. I love the way he reacted. He got a yellow for it, and it's annoying that he got a yellow for showing the passion and taking his shirt off. People got to meme it, but I don't care. Like, he wants to be here. He wants to score goals. You can see
he wants to fight for Spurs.
And what I like is his team play. He's not trying to hog it to try and go, okay, I'm going to make my statement here.
Oh, see that little flick?
Yeah.
That was filthy.
And And that's what I'm loving as well. Is he hasn't come here and gone, I'm the 60 mil buy. I've got to prove that I'm
Yeah,
the best, so I'm going to get on that ball and take it, like Ronaldo would have done. He's
yeah,
gone.
yeah, yeah,
I've come here 60 mil, but I've come here because I know that we can win stuff if we're all on song, and he
yeah,
slotted into the team really well. I
yeah,
know we talked about the middle and at the front. Not much happened with Kulu. Kane's on the score sheet, and
yeah.
he put some beautiful balls through. He could have had a
As
couple
well as
assists
that,
today.
I want to touch on something with Kane. 43 goals in London derbies, equal to Thierry
Is it
Henry.
43 or 44?
43 goals, and everyone says he's not on. He's on. Like, Kane must not be, he's not banging him in, but he's doing his work. He's making numbers. He's making records or meeting records, So, and another thing as well, towards the end of the game, you cannot fault Fulham's goal. It was a good
Uh,
goal, but to be honest,
and
Romero,
Dyer.
and yes, thank you. Romero was a bit lazy with that tackle, and Dyer just, put your hands behind your back, but you need to press the ball. You
No, he
can't
didn't
sit
press
back
it.
there.
He
He
should have
didn't
cut
at
the
all.
angle.
He
He should have cut
slept
the angle because
100%.
he should have realized that the rest was behind him, and he should have
Yeah,
realized that the only way Mitrovic is going to be able to score is if he curls in the top left
yeah,
hand
and he
corner.
did it. He did it
He should
perfect.
have cut the
Honestly,
angle, and
he 100% he
Mitrovic.
should have.
I did predict 3-1 because I knew
Yeah,
Mitrovic would score. I thought
I thought
I
so.
thought our back three did really well in shutting him out. There was only one chance that he actually he got in the air, and Langley
Yeah,
had him
and
covered from
yeah,
behind anyway.
and then
Um,
Lloris tipped it over. Just
yeah,
that was
that
close.
was after he scored, and they started like
Yeah,
really
yeah,
bombing on.
yeah,
Speaking of the thing is that's the only bad thing Romero did the whole game. That's the only bad thing Dyer did the whole game. Apart from
yeah,
that, the
yeah,
back three
yeah.
was solid. And I want to touch on Langley
Oh, what a
after that
debut!
performance. Like I said, it's Fulham. I'm not going to get
Mm.
too, let's play him. I want to see him maybe against Marseille, Ben Davies against City, only because I actually don't want to see Ben Davies against City because I think Haaland's going to target him. But I do,
Yeah, 100%.
I would like to see Langley again before we start playing him against the big teams. But he has played for Barcelona, so I think if we're going to play him, we play him against
The
City.
pressure's not going to get to him. Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
And he's a lot better on the ball than all our other centre backs. And Romero, when you saw that with Romero and Langley in there, we looked
Yeah.
so comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Sessegnon was on his bike, Royal was on his bike.
Mm.
No one was worried. Højbjerg and Bentancur did their job in the midfield. They protected them. But when we needed it, I felt like we were a lot more comfortable. And Langley has a bit more speed than Davies, a bit more height, and a bit more ball playing. I think he's just that next tier. He's not elite. He's not world class.
No,
He's
that's
just
right.
a decent centre back.
He's got that more experience, and he's played in the games where pressure's been on. You know what I mean? And you can see it with him too. The way he's playing, he knows when to put pressure up and when not to. But even seeing on a debut today, which I've watched him play a lot of times, Langley, before even he comes to Spurs. I even said it to you as well. But you're 100% right. Like, I think he's a lot better for us than what Davies is, but you can't take away Davies from the game. Like, he has had his good moments,
and that's where I feel like rotation will be good for him.
Yeah,
as well.
Definitely. That's why I look at the side we've got. We've got a good side. Honestly, probably the best side we've had in a couple of seasons. To be fair.
We just all we need to do now is I feel be consistent, be hard to beat. We're now the only one of three teams unbeaten. We're joint second with Man City, considering that Man City Haaland's been banging in hat tricks.
Yeah,
Arsenal haven't played. They've got a game in hand and they're a point ahead. So if they do beat United tomorrow morning or tomorrow for UK time, actually it might be today because it's Sunday. There'll be 4 points, but I think that's going to be a close game. I can't see, considering that Arsenal have just got injuries to Partey, Odegaard's looking like a doubt, Ramsdale's looking like a doubt, and then he got injured. They're already getting injuries, and they haven't. I don't think they have a good. I
think United are starting to turn it up now as well. So it's going to be a hard game for Arsenal. They can't just go there thinking, "Look, we're top of the table."
Best result for me is a draw. Stops because United are behind us. I think they're 5 points behind us, so that brings them into 2 if they win. And if Arsenal win, they're 4 points ahead of us. So I think a draw would be good enough. I think we will beat Arsenal when we play them. But the big test is City. We do have midweek
Yeah.
against Marseille,
They're
but
our
I
bogey
think
club.
everyone's looking towards City. No, I think we're the bogey club for Man City. We've beat them the last 4 or 5 times out of 6 in the last few years. So the thing is, though, that they are on a
That's
roll,
good point.
but
Good point.
they did draw, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
They did draw. Was it who did they play against? I think they played against Crystal. Was it Crystal Palace they drew against?
Yeah, Crystal. I'll have a look. I'm pretty sure it's
I'll
Crystal
have a
Palace.
look. It's not going to be a long one. They drew with Aston Villa, which is even worse.
Yeah, Villa.
And I'm pretty sure that Villa were unlucky not to win that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was a bad ref, but we won't go into the refs today. We've got a proper match review with the boys later on, early in the week. We'll get into that in more detail and then the pre-game for the Marseille game. But before we head it off, Lee, your final thoughts. What do you think we need to do, or do you think we need to just stay consistent with who we played, and that's our starting 11?
Well, yeah, that's honestly, as you've seen last night, I think it's working. So I think we just work off that what we're doing now. We're getting better each game. Today was by far, I would say, our best game we played this season. The boys reacted very well. I just think Conte shouldn't really change it up too much at the moment because it's working. Why try and fix something that's not broken? But yeah, like I'm excited. I'm liking the team as it is. Well, last night's team, I thought it was a great team, and
we should have beat them 5-5.
We should have.
5-1,
Honestly,
6-1
in the first half, the first half was, I reckon, our better half. To be fair, it was a better half, I reckon. But no, like it's good to see, and it feels good to see. To be honest, it feels good to watch. This is our best season in 13 years, right? To start off with, so I'm not mad. You know what I mean? Yeah, we played too much back balls. We parked the bus too many times. But today, I think we made a bit of a statement. I know it's against Fulham, newly promoted side.
But they drew against Liverpool. They put Liverpool on the backburn. So we can't.
Yeah,
I think this
we can't sleep on teams like that.
No, we can't. And look at City with Aston Villa. Aston Villa playing horrible. Gerrard's looking like he's going to get the sack. But I think in this league now, it's as much as City looks like they're going to run away with the league. Every team is beatable on their day.
Yeah,
every team is beatable. Fulham getting results against Liverpool. United beat Liverpool. Liverpool smack Southampton 9-0. Then they get a lucky goal at the end. That 2-1 the other day. They drew with Everton this morning. Like they didn't play well, and Everton had a goal disallowed. Diaz hit the inside of the post and actually went across the line.
Oh, that should have been a goal, to be honest.
But so this league, I don't think there's no guaranteed win. I think you be confident in your team, but there's no guaranteed win anymore. And anything can change. Like I said, Arsenal won 5-5. They can lose their next 5. And that's that's not like taking the piss. That's being realistic. The same for us. Look at us last year where we were winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one. I think now Conte's got us working where we're like, okay, I don't think we're going to be doing that. I think if we lose one, we'll bounce back, get a draw, something like that. But I think, from what I saw, I was very, very happy in terms of just comparing it to what we had the 4 games before. If we play like that against City and we control the game like we did, and with our counter-attacking, I feel like they're going to push up further.
Yeah.
And then I think we're going to do well. But before we go, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I've just got one more point. Now, it's going to be about our set pieces, our corners.
Oh,
today, they were like last night, I should say, they were different. How you bring the player forward, okay, give it. Now that worked. To be honest,
who pointed that out? Conte did. Last week against Forest, Conte was screaming for Son to give it to Kulu because he was 2-on-1. And he must have said something, but it worked because what happened is Son got a better angle. He's not good on that angle in the corner. He got a better angle. Langley had a good header that he could have scored. Son's goal should have stood when it went in.
Should have stood.
But by the law of the game,
Kane was offside. And you know what? As well as that, I love how Kane lurks in the 6-yard box. I love how he's in there and he's hungry. But there's a time where Kane needs to realize, okay, I'm pushing too far up. I'm passing the defenders. I need to drop back for a sec. But Kane's hungry about that goal. Once he sees someone coming in, he's bombing in that box and he wants to put it in the back of the net, which is fair enough. Every striker would want it, But I thought he was playing the offside line a bit too much today.
Yeah, he was. And the thing about Kane is he's now the outright third highest goal scorer in EPL history. I don't think he'll hit Rooney's this year. He needs to score at least 22 more goals. But the way he's going, he scored 5 and 6.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Jay.
I wouldn't be surprised. But on that note, I think we're going to wrap this up. We don't want to do too much because we've got the actual match reaction with the boys later on this week. So thank you for taking your time out on a Sunday, Arvo, bro. And
bro.
I'll let you take this away.
Boys, before we leave, I would like to say happy Father's Day to the fathers now and the fathers to be. Well, it's Father's Day in Australia. And hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell, and always, peoples, stay Spursy. Thanks for having us.
Stay Spursy, boys.